And we are live. Hello, Mr. David Marks.
Hi, Jay. We're back.
We're back. And boy, oh boy, do we have a show today. Lots and lots of information to share because this chip shortage, just in case you haven't heard about it, really is affecting everybody today. And when I share some of the things that how it will affect you, it will blow your mind. Definitely. I'd like to introduce myself. Yeah. I'm Jay Grossman. I'm the founder and CEO of AutoAgent, and we are real estate agents for cars. And this is Mr.
David Marks, Quality Auto STL, home of trusted services with no surprises.
And man, we have an amazing show today. I wanted to first of all thank one of our sponsors, Techie Tony with Techie Tony Media. He has done just an incredible job with this podcast. If you're looking to start a podcast, he has so graciously offered to our listening audience a free session over the phone. Yeah, I love your reactions, Dave. He'll help you out. Just send an email to start.
I need help.
Yes, send an email to start@techieTonymedia.com. That's start@techieTonymedia.com. He will help you out and get you started with your first podcast. So anyway, we have a great show today. We're going to be talking about the chip shortage. And if you don't think it's affecting you, think again. Are you ready to do this, buddy?
Absolutely.
All right. Have you ever felt like you were taken for a ride when buying, selling, or repairing your car? Well, not anymore. I'm Jay.
And I'm Dave.
And this is the podcast that tells you what to watch out for, whether you're buying, selling,
or repairing your car.
With 47 years of automotive experience, we are the Automotive Authorities. This podcast is sponsored by AutoAgent. We're real estate agents for cars.
And Quality Auto STL, trusted services with no surprises.
And we're back. I want to welcome everybody today. We're going to be talking about the chip shortage. And if you don't think it's affecting you, you might want to listen to this. I'm just going to give you a little teaser here. 169, according to Yahoo Finance, 169 industries and Goldman Sachs. 169 industries affected by this.
Wow.
And if you're starting to see things in shortage at the grocery store and building a house and all kinds of things, listen closely.
Wow. I'm speechless, Jay. I'll tell you. About that, you know?
Well, I'm going to share with you, Dave. I'm going to share with you. And for those of you that don't know what caused the chip shortage, here's what happened. Listen closely. This stuff did not happen overnight. Do you remember back in March of 2020, there's this thing called the COVID-19 pandemic? Remember that?
Yep, we get the stay-at-home order, and I was considered an essential business.
Yes, and guess what? The auto manufacturers decided to shut down operations because the government told us we can't come outside our house. So nobody was out there buying cars, obviously. So what did they do? They shut down all manufacturing for the automotive industry.
Wow. I mean, how many? I don't know. That's got to be a couple hundred facilities nationwide, maybe.
Oh my gosh! I mean, worldwide. And the problem is they didn't think of what was going to happen when they reopened.
So that was worldwide. I mean, when I think of the auto manufacturing, I think of the big boys in the States.
Cars are made all over the world.
Well, I know, but I mean,
well, most everything's made in the United States. But here's what happened was there's these things called chips, and these chips are used to make your car function. That's the one thing. And so if you have navigation on your car, you have a backup camera, all those things require chips. Well, the automotive industry was the number one consumer of these chips, believe it or not. And these chip manufacturers went to the automotive factories and they said, hey, here's the chips. And the automotive factory said, sorry, we're closing down. We don't need those chips because we're not selling any cars. So what happened? The chip manufacturers decided to go elsewhere. Meanwhile, they go over to the phones, smartphones, and laptop computers and say, hey, do you want to buy our chips? And they said, oh, yeah, we need them. Because what happens, Mr. David Marks, when they tell people that they can't come outside their home when they have to work? They work from
home.
Exactly. And when you work from home, you need electronics to work from home.
Yep.
So these chip manufacturers are like, okay, well, if you don't need the chips, we're going to go ahead and sell them. We're going to sell them off.
Yeah.
And then
we got a business to run.
Oh, yeah. And then our government says, okay, everybody can come back outside their house. And not only that, but we're going to start paying these extra checks to you as well. So what did that do? It created this huge demand for a product that wasn't even being produced. So when people decide they're going to go buy a new car, 90% of the time, they're wanting to trade something in. Well, if they can't buy a new car, they're going to go buy a used car. And the dealer's not going to necessarily, they may not get the trade-in. So what happens is once the new cars aren't available, they go to used cars. And then becomes a problem over there too, because they're not able to supply their used cars because they're not getting their new car trade-ins. Follow me? So now we've got a really big problem on our hands. We've got a huge demand and no supply. So what happens when there's a huge demand and no supply?
So the price goes weak.
Well, what about toilet paper? What about hand sanitizer? Everybody rushes out to go get that item, right? And so when the item's not available, it becomes very, very stressful. And here's what happened now. So now fast forward to 2021, and nobody can get new cars made because there aren't any chips. The chip manufacturers are having a field day, supplying the smartphones and laptop computers. All right. But here's the other thing, and listen closely, golden nugget time. Guess what's happening to prices now because of demand?
Oh, they're going through the roof.
They're going through the roof.
Yeah, law of economics.
Exactly. So now the chip manufacturers are like, everybody needs our chips. So let's go ahead and raise prices.
Yeah, highest bidder gets them.
Yes. And it was very, very bad on the automotive manufacturer's part because, oh my gosh, what did they think was going to happen when people decided to come outside their house again and go buy cars?
Yeah.
Like it's just unbelievable to me. So here's the other thing too. This is not just cars. Things are being affected left and right. And there's 169 industries affected by this. So things that you don't even think about actually have chips. Your TV at home that have the LED lights?
That makes sense.
Yeah. So what's going to happen to TV prices? Going up. What's going to happen to smartphone prices? Going up.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, Apple and Android, pick your poison.
It's really crazy right now, too, because of the chip shortage. If you're looking to buy a new car, so my company, AutoAuthorities, we help people buy cars nationwide. We work with the dealers, making sure the dealers treat our clients fairly, streamline the process. When I call the dealers nowadays, they say, oh, you'll be lucky if you can even get a car. Yeah, people are actually giving deposits on cars they haven't even seen.
Wow. It's helped my business out. The repair business is booming. People are fixing it.
Yeah.
Just fix it.
People are holding on to their cars longer, and hold that thought, because we're going to talk about, we'll talk about like technology later on, is one of our, we're going to talk about technology in our next episode. But here's what's happening is the prices are going through the roof. Your computers, your smartphones, laptop computers, appliances have these chips in them. So if you're looking to get an appliance, you better get one, because guess what? Prices are only going up. And it's just crazy to me that one pandemic could cause this much of a turmoil.
Sure.
Yeah. Wow. So when it comes to when is this thing going to be over with? You know, I know about as much of this as any expert would. There's no end in sight right now. There isn't. You know, I'm predicting, based on my research, that late 2022, we're going to start seeing a break in this.
That's this time next year almost.
Yeah. You know, if you're looking for a deal on a car, and especially in a new car, it ain't going to happen right now. Now, I'm going to make a prediction. And this is also based on supply and demand. And this is just from my 26 years of doing this. The way that the curve works in the car industry is the market starting in January goes up a little bit. February, just a little bit more. March goes up a little bit. April becomes selling season. May, June, July, August, coming down in September, coming down in October, coming down in November, and it bottoms out in December.
Once the kids go back to school, it kind of slows down around here too.
It does. So think about it this way. Everybody is out looking for that same vehicle now. You know, I'm proud to say that we're able to sell a lot of our pre-owned cars under market value. So there still are some great values out there. And I don't like turning people away. You know, when people come to iAutoAgent and they're like, hey, can you help me buy a new car? Absolutely, I can. But if you're looking for a deal, you might want to wait. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, it's screwed up out there. And, you know, I live in a new neighborhood too, and I've been looking across the street. This house has been sitting there in foundation for over 2 months, and they just delivered the wood like a week ago. And it's still not doing anything. It's just insane. Everything. So what also that I want to share with everybody is that the profit margins, and this is a big one. So on the cars, the profit margins these chip manufacturers are making are very, very small. But on the smartphones and laptops, the margins are huge. So who do you think that they're going to supply the chips first? Who's going to be served first?
Oh, the cell phone manufacturers.
Exactly.
I mean, are these chip manufacturers renegotiating deals with all these auto manufacturers?
Right.
Or are they just going to go, well, you know, they're all pumping, you know, how many does Ford advertised last year? They produced more in the U.S. than anybody else. So specifically their bread and butter, their F-150. I think they do, you know, 1 million a year in sales units. So are they going to get, okay, yeah, I guess we'll go back to that's guaranteed sales. I mean, that's right. The number one selling vehicle in the U.S. It has been for decades.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
How much gold do these guys have?
Well, and Ford got hit harder than anybody. I mean, like they are just absolutely hurting big time. And I'm starting to see, you know, like, so based on what's going on right now is the chips are starting to come in, but all the cars that are being sold right now, and this is very important to understand, all the cars that are being sold are pre-sold cars. These are not cars that are hitting the lot. So when I have people come to me and say, hey, Jay, can your company help me buy a car? The answer is absolutely. But you got to move quick. And even when you order one, there's no guarantee how long it's going to take. And especially if you're looking at a very high demand car like a Kia Telluride or a Hyundai Palisade. I think that might be those may be the most popular cars ever.
Wow. I see them all over the road. I pay attention to what's on the road when I drive around.
Yeah, what are you seeing, Dave, when you go to the dealers?
I mean, the dealers around me that I drive around on a regular basis, and Nissan, we got a Nissan dealer. I'm not gonna give any names. Their lot's packed. I drive by a Kia dealer. Their lot's packed. Mazda, Subaru. I drive by a Ford dealer, and they don't have any trucks. I mean, they barely got anything. And there's a Buick GMC dealer. They don't have any trucks. Looks like the Buick line's still doing strong, but as far as GMC goes, I don't see any trucks. And then a high volume Chevy dealer that's increased core, their back lot that's usually packed with trucks. It's empty.
Yeah, it is. And we've been helping businesses buy fleets of vehicles and sell their fleets of vehicles. That's one of the things we've been specializing in. And I just talked to a business today, and I'm like, if you can wait a little bit, the demand is going to go down in November, December. It always does. So you'll have a better chance of getting a car at least. Now, as far as the discounts go, that's to be determined. And it's going to be a very interesting road throughout 2021 and how we get into 2022. And I just can't even believe that they allowed this to happen. I mean, it's just, you'd think that people like that are running our country and people that are running these huge multi-billion-dollar organizations could have seen this coming. It's very obvious.
Yeah, it's out with Ford because Bill Ford is a direct descendant of Henry Ford, a direct descendant. The Ford family still controls Ford Motor Company. That they didn't have their act together and go, how do we, or keep buying the chips? Yeah, we're not producing cars, but we're going to be. This isn't forever. Keep buying them, so when the factory's open, they just keep rolling. I can't believe this. No, we're good.
And some of the manufacturers really prepared for it, and like you said, Nissan. Like when I talk to people at the Nissan dealer, they're not really hurting that bad. I mean, they have several available still on their lot. My Acura dealer, same thing. But man, when you get into Fords and some of these Chevys and GMCs and like commercial vehicles, you got nothing.
Well, GM's got one plant that still makes, it's here in Westport, here in the area, that makes their full-size vans. That's the only plant that they have that supplies the world for that product. And they're all sitting up at Manheim.
Waiting for chips.
Yep. Them and the Canyons and Colorados. That's where all those are made. They're made right here in the metro area at the Westport plant.
Yep. And some of the manufacturers, what they're doing is they're doing away with some of the functions like navigation and backup cameras. And I mean, there's so many different things, like just to get the vehicles out, they're doing away with the options, some of them. And I think navigation's pointless anyway, but that's...
Yeah, we have it on our phones. Why put it in the truck? We got it
on
our phones. I mean, unless it's got if you got I have an iPhone, if I had an iPad in the dash that syncs, I mean, that maybe makes sense, but...
Well, and here's another manufacturer that figured it out was Tesla. We talk about outside the box thinking. Tesla has just absolutely come in like a thunderstorm, hurricane, whatever you want to call it, because what they did is they figured out a way to reprogram their chips to work in the cars. So Tesla hasn't even gotten touched by this.
No, I see more and more of them on the road every day around here.
Nothing. They are just they're doing great. It just blows my mind. It truly does. But I just wanted to also take a quick moment to thank all of our listeners and subscribers we have had so much positive feedback from so many people. And we want to hear more of your questions too. So we want to hear what you want to know. We don't know what we don't know. So
this is true.
Tell us. Comment, share with your friends and family. Please share this because we want to know what you want to know. And there are a lot of topics that we can talk about, and we have talked about. And it has just been incredible. So please like, share, subscribe, comment below. And really, I mean, that's pretty much all I have, Dave. Do you have anything else that you want to add?
I mean, I know for me and my business, this chip shortage actually helped it. It's enhanced it because, people know you can't just go buy a new car, and they know the market's inflated. So I've given them, $2,000, $3,000, and $4,000 bills, and they just say fix it. Some of I service fleets, and they go, I can't buy it, so just fix it, Dave. I don't have a choice.
Well, and the other thing too that the manufacturers are allowing you to do is they're allowing you to extend out your leases. So like if you are in a leased vehicle and you're not able to get into another vehicle, they are allowing you to extend out your leases.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, I have a good client that came to us, and he was going to sell his Infiniti QX60 through iAutoAgent, and he told me that the manufacturer for the leases are allowing them to extend the leases.
Yeah,
which is
they want
good.
to keep them payments.
Well, yeah, exactly. You keep the same payments, and you also give yourself a better opportunity, in my opinion. Like if you, I mean, I'm not trying to talk people out of business, but if you don't need a car right now, you should wait till about November or December. I think things are going to change a little bit, and I think going into January,
you think that the production will be more chips and production will be ramped up, and
they will. They definitely will. They're going to be ramped up, and then the demand is not going to be there as much at that time because people are thinking about holidays, people are thinking about Thanksgiving and Christmas. And Hanukkah.
I call it Christmas season.
Yeah, I mean, people aren't usually buying cars as presents. They're usually using their money to buy presents, which then affects what they can and can't purchase. So I would say if there's a such thing as timing the market, that's the best possible time to buy.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, because this gets slow around here too during that time. I always say I can't wait for January 2nd. That's when Christmas is over and kind of back to normal.
Yeah, it does. And it happens pretty much every year the same. Even when the pandemic was happening, we had a shortage of vehicles then too. It's just way worse now. And it's just like anything. If it's not addressed, the problem's just going to get worse. It's like a fire. The fire is going to start on a napkin that the napkin catches your drapes on fire. And then the whole house becomes caught on fire, and that's really where we're at right now.
Sure.
And it takes time to put out a big fire, and that's what this is. It's a big fire.
Yeah, I'm just we're just reading through what we've said or what we've talked about, and yeah, it just dumbfounds me. Like these billion-dollar companies couldn't figure this out. They're codependent. COD. They got COD.
Well, while we're on that topic of technology. Well, first of all, I wanted to once again thank our sponsor, Techie Tony with Techie Tony Media. He has helped put this whole thing together. If you're a company or an individual looking to start a podcast, he is actually willing to give a nice free consultation over the phone. Just simply send him an email at start@techieTonymedia.com. That's start@techieTonymedia.com. He's a great person, huge heart. He'll help you out.
Absolutely. He's a great guy.
Let's talk about our next episode because this chip shortage kind of leads in to what we're going to talk about next. And we were getting a lot of comments about this technology, and I'm not going to go blow it for everybody, but we have some stuff to talk about, don't we?
Absolutely. No, this is going to be a great topic. I'm looking forward to it. I get a lot of feedback from my customers through the repair business on all the new tech that's in cars and coming out. And, I got my opinions and my thoughts on it. And it's going to be an interesting subject. I'm glad we're discussing this.
Yeah. And again, any questions you guys have and you want to know about, let us know, because these topics that we're talking about we are talking about it for you. This is our platform. This is us, Dave and I's ability to share our gift, which is our knowledge. Almost 47 years of experience. Actually, we do have 47, almost 48 years of experience, because I'm going on 26 years in this business.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And we have it all. And we are happy to share it with you so you can get it very quickly in a 30-minute and under podcast. And that's really what this is all about. It's about you guys. It's not about us. I want to be here to help you guys. So anyway, Dave, you have anything else?
No, sir. That's about it.
Well, we're going to talk about technology in the next episode. And if you don't think that this is affecting you, once again, think again, because just a little teaser here, technology is actually making you less safe. And we'll leave it at that. Anyway, my name's Jay Grossman. I'm the founder and CEO of iAutoAgent. And this is Mr.
David Marks, Quality Auto STL.
Once again, incredible episode. We will talk to you soon. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right. Bye, everybody.